We love opera. We love ballet.
If this is the biggest scandal you can get on Timothée Chalamet.
Are you trying to say that Timothée Chalamet and Kylie Jenner are bigger than the Oscars? KSI, can please?
10 out of 10.
Yes.
Incredible pop banger.
Nicole Scherzinger and, for want of a better word, her backing dancers.
I just love drama so much.
What I can reveal today, which is very exciting. Welcome to Showbiz Fix, sponsored by Sun Bingo. This is your destination for the inside scoop on all our celebrity exclusives and the biggest entertainment stories you're loving this week. The news broke this morning. The Pussycat Dolls are back. Well, half of them anyway. Meanwhile, is Ariana Grande about to drop a surprise new album? And it's one battle after another for Timothée Chalamet, who is facing an internet firestorm. The star's been branded out of order for claiming no one cares about opera or ballet anymore. So, has he lost all chances of winning an Oscar? I'm with Jake and Will. What do you guys reckon? Has this sort of blown his chances this weekend?
Oh, it's safe to say that he just shouldn't have said that. Mm-hmm. You know, we love opera.
Yeah.
We love ballet. However, no, come on. He'll probably still win something.
I think so. I think
people will get over it, right?
Yeah, I think it's his year, isn't it? I feel like every award season we've had so far this year, he's been the one everyone's been talking about, no matter whether it's the fact that he's won, he hasn't won. He's been the star that everyone has had on their lips. So I think no matter what he says, he's still in line to win. He's still going to be the one that everyone speaks about on the night. And I feel like that just is testament to how much star power he's sort of got at the minute.
He is just the man of the moment right now, isn't he? And obviously him and Kylie, they're just like a power celebrity couple right now.
Power Hollywood couple.
Ooh, yes.
And obviously he's up for Best Actor for Marty Supreme. And I do sort of feel like that press campaign was never ending. And
Intense.
It was so good.
Yeah.
And when you look at the other people up in that category, you know, Leonardo DiCaprio, he didn't really do much for one battle after another in terms of promo. So I'm sort of like, well, Timmy put a lot of work in. So props to him. But I think this is the trouble sometimes, isn't it? That if you do so many interviews, at some point you're going to say something that you're going to get tripped up over.
Yeah.
And people have really come at him for this. So he made these comments a few days ago, and even like Andrea Bocelli has came out this morning and said, well, I'm going to invite Timmy to a opera show, and then he'll see that this is, you know, something that's worthwhile celebrating. The thing is, I might get shot for saying this. I think Timothy has a point, right? Like,
really?
Well, ballet and opera is incredible. Very, you know, you've got to be very talented to do it, and loads of people like it. But it's not the same as cinema, you know? It's like not the same amount of people talk about what opera they saw this weekend as the films that they watched in the cinema or on Netflix.
And I think another point that maybe he's tried to get across and it's got lost in translation is obviously the opera and ballet is probably less accessible to the everyday person compared to going to the cinema or listening to a new album that's come out. And I think maybe that's sort of the sentiment he was also trying to get in there, and it's just got lost in a mix of no one cares about ballet, because I don't think it's that no one cares about it, but if it's just not in people's direct eye line as much as sort of films, music, TV shows, and it's harder for people naturally to care about something that's not in front of them 24/7.
Can I just say, I'm loving this because Timothy is such a safe celebrity, and like he's never in any scandal or anything. So like here we are like discussing him ahead of the Oscars. Like I'm happy he's in some sort of a scandal. Like I'm just happy this is happening at the moment.
Yeah.
He's so safe.
I'm sure his publicists are thrilled. If this is the biggest scandal you can get on Timothée Chalamet,
No,
we're
bring
it
it
on.
It's drawing more publicity to him. Like guys, like any publicity is good publicity, right?
Yeah, and I also think it's not necessarily, we're calling it a scandal. I don't necessarily think it's a negative
Well,
scandal.
It's a scandal for him. Like, it's like he's never in anything.
It's a scandal for him, but also like it isn't like he's done something incredibly awful. He's just had an opinion, which he probably doesn't normally have because he sticks to the safe option. But him having an opinion, if anything, has probably just made him seem a bit more like, okay, human, and you know, he doesn't talk about his personal life a lot. Like we know he doesn't like to talk about Kylie or any of that stuff that everyone is actually interested in. So it's kind of added a new dynamic to his personality a bit. Like, he's got an opinion on something.
Well, we want to talk about Kylie. I'm obsessed with them, you know.
And well, I mean, I'm sure Kylie will be at the Oscars this Sunday because she's been at a lot of the
graceful
other ones.
girlfriend.
And I am quite excited that surely inevitably a joke will be made about this on the Oscar stage on Sunday, right?
Yeah.
And I want to see that reaction because I hope he seems like the sort of guy who has a sense of humor. He'll be able to laugh it off whatever happens. But I'm excited for that. And I
That'll
guess
become the moment of the night, won't it?
That is the other thing, though, these days is that I think it has been a slightly boring awards season. Because we'd not had, a Barbie or a Wicked or one of those films that really feels like very zeitgeisty,
Yeah.
I know, obviously, Sinners is up for 16, which is a record, but it's kind of a bit different. So I think a lot of people are actually just excited to watch the Oscars to see what Kylie Jenner wears, which is kind of funny.
I think that's become sort of the go-to thing with the award season. I know for me as someone that, I'm not necessarily the biggest film fanatic in the world. The thing I'm thinking about with these award seasons is Kylie going to do the red carpet with Timothée? Is she just going to turn up and sit in her seat? What's she going to be wearing? And I think that is a general sort of response. I think them as a couple are almost becoming, dare I say, bigger than the awards ceremonies because everyone is just so focused on them.
Are you trying to say that Timothée Chalamet and Kylie Jenner are bigger than the Oscars? Is that what you're trying to say?
Look, I don't think they're quite there yet, but I'm also looking back. I don't think there's been such a focus on who is attending these award ceremonies, certainly in recent years, as there is now on him and then them two as a couple. I think like most people are more interested in what they're going to do at the awards than who's going to win the award itself.
They had the BAFTAs as well.
Yeah, they did the
BAFTAs. That's a good get for like the BAFTA. Like, I'm so sorry, but like, wasn't it really star-studded this year? Like, I was surprised. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, we obviously have like the BAFTAs is a big deal here, but like Timothée Chalamet and like Kylie Jenner,
second year running as well. She's went.
Yeah, like, I was surprised at that guest list.
So yeah,
good on her. Yeah. The other thing is that then Kylie Jenner did Vanity Fair yesterday.
She did, yes,
and said that she wants more kids. Obviously, she's got 2 kids with Travis Scott already.
Yeah.
But, her and Timmy have been going pretty steady for a while now.
This is the thing. I think people forget it's actually been 3 years because certainly for the first year and a half of their relationship, it was very private to the point where I think a lot of people were even like, is this real? Is it PR?
God, it did not feel real.
And obviously now she has started doing the award circuits. They've acknowledged they are together, but it has been 3 years. And obviously she fell pregnant the first time at 19. So she's obviously got her other 2 children. It wouldn't be out of the question, I would say, for maybe a pregnancy to come along sooner rather than later, especially given she's said now in Vanity Fair she does want to have more children.
Sorry, on the point you just made, because you've just brought back the emotions of how I felt when I found out they were together. I'm so sorry, but at that moment in time, in fact, for a long time, I did not believe that this relationship was real.
I don't think a lot of people did.
And if I'm to be completely honest with you, even where we are now, I don't think I fully look at them and think, oh my gosh, like, I'm like, they're so in love. There's still a big question mark around. I'm so sorry. Like, I still feel a similar kind of way. Because Kylie Jenner's exes, like Travis Scott.
Yeah, so she dated Travis Scott and she dated Tyga. And
exactly. Like, she's always gone for the bad boys. I'm like, what's like, like she just has a type.
And I think it's very interesting you say you don't get to see much of their relationship because obviously when Kylie was going out with Tyga, that relationship was very much public. They filmed a lot for the reality show. And then she sort of seemed to switch how she treated relationships when she was with Travis Scott and now with Timothée, that she never features them on the shows, rarely talks about them. It's always this very preened red carpet kind of appearance. So I think that's testament to how she's probably learned from her early relationships and is now being like, okay, I'm not going to give away too much. But then, like you said, it makes a lot of people question, like, is this a real thing? What's going on?
Look, I'm not hating on their relationship. I want to say, like, like, love is love. I'm happy for it. But I definitely have a big question mark around it. Like, what's going on here? How did that happen so quick? Where did they meet? I wonder where they met. What's the tea, guys? You guys have got it.
Maybe at the Oscars we'll find out a bit more. Let's see what happens on Sunday.
Well, so let's see. If Timothée Chalamet does an acceptance speech and says, I'm going to tell you the whole story. That's what we want. So he is up for Best Actor, and I'm going to run through who else is up for Best Actor. So it's Leonardo DiCaprio for One Battle After Another, Ethan Hawke for Blue Moon, Michael B. Jordan for Sinners, and Wagner Moura for The Secret Agent. Who are your bets on?
Well, Michael B. Jordan for Sinners, he played 2 characters, obviously like twins, and that is like brilliant acting. Like, I can see why Sinners is up. So I'm going for Michael. And I have an AI picture of me and Michael as though we're like a couple. I posted that on Christmas Day. Did you see that?
I almost believed that.
Yes. Someone messaged me like, is that not Michael B. Jordan? I'm like, it is. Merry Christmas, babe.
Do you know what? I think Michael B. Jordan does deserve his flowers. He's done loads of films, particularly more bigger roles over the last few years. And I think he really smashes everything he does. So I would be happy to see him win. And, this, I know we've just been talking about it, but I do think Timothée Chalamet does deserve the win because he's been the man of the moment and he did such an extreme press tour, like we said, for Marty Supreme. Everyone knew that film was coming out. So if we're giving it for hard work as well, I think he deserves it. So it would be one of them two for me.
Let's not forget that, Timothée Chalamet went the whole hog on that film and got hit on the bottom with a ping pong bat. So I feel like, if you're up for doing that, then props to you.
Yeah.
Obviously, Britain's Got Talent has now fully kicked off and is up and running. I know you went down to the launch and you've interviewed your favorite judge.
I went down to Blackpool as well, actually.
Oh, go on. Tell us all about it.
So I went to Blackpool in November and I was backstage filming. So obviously, I saw the set and everything, all that stuff. And I was backstage in the green room, had a catch up with Amanda Holden. I love Amanda Holden. And I said this upstairs. Amanda Holden is my favorite British celebrity. I think she's so chilled. She's so nice. And she really does love Britain's, she loves the show so much. I think, is it her 19th or 20th year?
I'd love it if I was getting that paycheck too.
Yeah, she's been there since the start.
Yeah. And I remember asking her, who takes the longest to get ready? She's like, Simon takes ages. I'm like, really? In the nicest way possible. He wears a t-shirt and jeans every single time. And then she was just like, but it's the ritual of, the cup of tea and then, just getting in the bath and between. I'm like, so you're telling me that he leaves you guys, goes back to his hotel, has a bath and comes back. I'm like, yeah, it's Simon. But yeah, it's just such a great series. But I think going down to Blackpool for me, I've been watching the show since I was young, but going down to Blackpool for me, really, you could really feel that Britain's Got Talent fever. And it was just really, really good energy. I love the show. What you boys thinking of it?
I quite like it. I mean, we were just talking about the Oscars there. Did you guys see this whole furore that's kicked off with BGT this week? How they had the Oscar winner come in and do an audition. I forget which film she was from.
From Oliver.
From Oliver.
She was Nancy in Oliver.
She was Nancy from Oliver, and she, auditioned. I think it's fair to say she was probably asked to come along, to come out of retirement from America. She did this audition. She sang her song from Oliver, and the producers ended up cutting it from the main show. They just released it as a clip on social media. What? And she was a big part. She got cheers. Amanda and Alicia were like, oh my God, we recognize you. And this clip only came out on the weekend via sort of the BGT social media channels. And it didn't make the main program. And I'm just a bit like, that would have been such an incredible moment and talking point for the main show. And I think most of the BGT audience would be aware of Oliver, even if they weren't aware of her as an individual. And I think that was very much a missed opportunity.
That is crazy. And actually, though, that shows that people are watching that show through socials, because I didn't watch the main show on Saturday, but I saw that clip on social media and watched the whole thing because I was like, okay, legend. I was loving it. But yeah, that seems crazy that she wasn't in the main show. Maybe they just want to put in people who will actually make it to the final, because she probably wasn't going to be flying back over.
Well, she won't be now, will she? She's not been in the main show. She'll be like, well, I'm not doing that again.
Yeah, exactly.
But boys, what does that say about the future of TV, the future of Saturday night TV? Because as you say, I also have been consuming Britain's Got Talent via social media.
Yeah.
I don't think I've sat on a Saturday night and just watched a full show live. I just feel like this is the future of the media in general. People are going to be watching shows via our phones.
I think especially with a show like Britain's Got Talent, where you see people doing interesting and different things. ITV have announced this week that BGT is being commissioned for another 3 years on ITV. Yeah. So that shows that they have a lot of belief in it. I think they do get a lot of traffic through their social media channels. And I think that's why they think it's worthwhile. But yeah, it's a very good point, because, is there a place for Saturday night TV in that way now?
Well, there is when you bring on someone like KSI. I don't know what the viewing figures are exactly, but he has a massive fan base.
He does.
Even when, we were in Blackpool and I was backstage, they were screaming, KSI, can please? I'm like, this is you'd think he's like Michael Jackson or something.
Yeah.
They love him.
But I suppose he is the Michael Jackson of his moment, of his generation. But you know what I mean? To then see him put on a show that they probably only watch because their mum and dad's got it on a Saturday night, they will then be like, oh my God, this cements that he is a big deal. Now I want to watch BGT. So he's sort of almost judging it as if is this something that's going to do well on social media? Is this an act that we can sort of monetize and make into a social media act, as opposed to sort of 10 years ago finding someone that was going to get a record deal or a comedian that was going to get booked to sort of do the TV circuit. And I think that's probably another reason why he's such a great addition to the show right now at this time.
Yeah, and I think ITV are so smart to work with him, because so he said this at the press launch that he was doing a Britain's Got Talent collab on his YouTube channel, and I watched it yesterday. So it's basically in the studio, him, H and Angry Ginge are like on the judges' seats, like judging people and stuff. So it's basically like a BGT show, but on his YouTube channel. It's got like 3 million views and the clips have been going viral. So it's like, yeah, they're kind of like teeing us up, I feel like, for the future and like what the media's looking like. And I just think it's like a healthy collaboration, I feel.
And I guess it's interesting because BGT, 15 years ago, you could really launch a career off it and, sell millions of records, Susan Boyle, or, have a massive career like all of Diversity. God, they've like absolutely smashed it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of acts that came through that show who've had really successful careers. Whereas these days, I guess there's a question over, can you launch a career off winning Britain's Got Talent in the same way that you could before?
I think probably not. I don't think we've had a winner or an act, certainly within the last 4 or 5 years, that sort of stuck out in everyone's minds, or someone that would regularly pop up on TV. And I think that just shows that the career longevity in the traditional sense isn't there. So maybe this pivot to putting things out on social media first is sort of showing how they're looking at how can we actually make a star from this, or alternatively not looking to make stars but looking to have viral moments that sort of produce these social viewing figures, which of course when you get into it will in turn get advertising revenue and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah, I think the show can give someone a platform, but they still have to work. For example, a couple of years ago, Axel Blake was a comedian and he won the show. And Axel Blake has been working so hard on social media. Like he's like a massive comedian, but I feel like he did that off his own back, not necessarily like, I think he used BGT as a platform, but then like he still had to work really hard to get bigger. So I agree with you on that.
Yeah. Tricky.
Interesting.
Well, from, someone who was a judge on BGT to someone who's a judge on X Factor, Nicole Scherzinger has got the Pussycat Dolls back together. Tenuous link. Pussycat Dolls have announced they're back together, but this time it's as a trio, right? So we've got Nicole Scherzinger, Kimberly Wyatt, and Ashley Roberts. And so this was announced this morning that they're getting back together, doing a 53-date tour across North America, Europe, and the UK. And they've released their first single since React, which came out, 6 years ago? 2020 that came out. So it's called Club Song. I've listened to it. Jake, I know you've listened to it too. What are your thoughts?
It was the first thing I did this morning was put it on. I like the song. My only thing that I took away from it was I don't know if it gripped me in the same way that React did when that came out. Because obviously at that point, React was the first song they'd done in, I think, 10 or 11 years. And I remember being like, oh my God, this is like pure Pussycat Dolls. It's pure what we want to hear from them. With Club Song, I'm not racing to listen to it on repeat. That being said, am I still going to go to the tour? Yes. Am I still going to listen to all the Pussycat Dolls songs? Yes. Is Club Song still probably going to be in my top 100 at the end of the year? Yes. So, I mean, they could have come out with anything. I feel like we'd have all still been consuming it.
I don't think they need to drop new music. Like, I feel like them doing the tour should just be off the back of the fact that they have like a great back catalogue of tunes. Just give us the nostalgia. Like, we don't need you to bring us. I mean, you guys might be super fans, so you might want to rip my head off. But like, I'm just happy with their old tunes. Like Beep, I don't need a man. Like all of that stuff. Why are they dropping new music like that?
Well, I can sort of understand it actually, because I think with some acts when they come back, it seems a bit sad. Whereas Nicole Scherzinger was so thirsty, and she's been like trying to do music again for quite some time. Yeah, and in their defense, when they dropped React, which is a 10 out of 10 incredible pop banger.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Incredible size.
It really is.
That is a sell.
That is a staple of any music video night. You have to put the React video on. You have to put their
X Factor comeback performance.
X Factor comeback medley on. Absolutely incredible. But that was such a good song. And that was a top 40 single at a point when no nostalgic acts were getting top 40 singles. It was really impressive.
Why I think as well, I don't mind the Pussycat Dolls coming back with a new song, because like we said, when acts come back together, they do these reunion tours, they often put out a song and you're a bit like, was this needed? It's a bit naff compared to the greatest hits. But React was like instantly in their greatest hits, like one of the 3 best songs. So I feel like it kind of makes sense that they're following that model again, because it did work for them.
And I feel like we have such high expectations because of React. Of
course, we do.
That's maybe why Club Song isn't quite hitting in the same way. But I like it.
I don't dislike it. It's just not. It's hard to top React.
So obviously they are coming back as a trio. So when they originally got back together in 2019, they announced a big tour. They dropped React. Then the tour ended up getting cancelled because it got delayed by COVID lockdowns. And then there was a legal battle between Nicole Scherzinger and Robin Antin, who's the band's founder. That only just got solved last year. So the tour got canned because of that.
Oh, wow.
Now, what I can reveal today, which is very exciting, is that Nicole is really pulling all the strings with this reunion. So lots of fans have been asking, you know, where's Carmit? Where's Jessica? Where's Melody? I mean, Melody Thornton said in 2019, I'm not going to do it because I've got other things on. And she wished them all the best. And I think her and Nicole are genuinely on good terms.
Yes.
But what I've been told is that Carmit and Jessica were not asked back for this reunion.
Oh.
So I think that is a point with fans. That is a point that fans are a little bit angry about, I think. Well, certain fans. What do you guys think about that?
I mean,
I think it's shady. That's what I think.
yeah. I mean, I
very
think
shady.
It's never nice to not be asked back to something you were the foundation of in the beginning. But I think we need to look at the Pussycat Dolls realistically. They're not your typical girl band. Like, it is Nicole Scherzinger and, for want of a better word, her backing dancers. But the difference we have now is in the UK, Ashley and Kimberly are celebrities in their own right. I would say
true
most
information.
people would know them.
Yeah.
Maybe not necessarily in America, but when you look at Carmit and Jessica, for example, I don't think the average everyday person in this country would know who they are.
And that's the tea.
So for branding purposes and selling tickets and the promo runs, I think people aren't necessarily going to notice the two other girls missing unless you're a diehard fan.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Fans of the Pussycat Dolls will. And this is for the fans, right?
Yeah, so it kind of depends how you look at it. I think if you were having a reunion with Nicole, Carmit and Jessica, it would have been completely different for the British market, because I think then it would have looked like Nicole Scherzinger and her backing dancers. Whereas now you have got Nicole, Ashley and Kimberly, the three famous ones from the Pussycat Dolls.
This is a fair point.
Maybe that's just me being shady, but I think the everyday person would say that.
Well, talking about shade, I need to touch on some of the comments that have been made on social media today. So
it's all kicking off.
Jessica, I will say, I think, how do I put this politely? I think maybe Nicole and Ashley and Kimberly feel like Jessica's values don't maybe align with their own anymore. Jessica has been posting quite a lot on social media about how gender and sexuality should not be talked about in schools. Obviously, Pussycat Dolls have a huge queer fan base. So, you know, those two things I don't think really align that closely.
Yeah.
But so she has been on social media this morning dropping some slightly shady comments. But it's Carmit who I was sort of living for these stories this morning. So she had reposted, I think, about 5 Instagram stories from this producer called Lil Eddie, who worked, I think, with the Pussycat Dolls on some songs originally that didn't end up coming out, and then has worked since with Jessica and Carmit on their solo music. Anyway, he did this sort of Instagram rant, which was reposted by Carmit, and he said, you know, it's not the Pussycat Dolls without all 5 of them. And the line that he used was, he said, it's the pussy without the dolls.
Oh my God.
But
I was not ready.
I don't know. I think stick an extra 4 backing dancers there, and we're gonna have the best time on this tour.
I think they'll be fine. And I mean, don't get me wrong, if Carmit and Jess were there, I think everyone would have still gone. But I mean, are we really missing out?
I just love that there's drama around this. Like, it just makes it even more better.
But the Pussycat Dolls were always known for having drama. It wouldn't be a Pussycat Dolls reunion without one of them hating the other. So,
and I do sort of feel like they think that maybe without these two involved, there will be less drama when it actually comes to the tour.
Yes.
And then they might actually be able to start it and finish it.
Yeah, I mean,
so
it took us 2 years to get our refunds for the last one. So at least, come on, perform this time.
So yeah, they're kicking off the tour in California in June, and then it arrives in the UK, in Birmingham in September, and then tours the UK. I'm going to be living for it.
Yeah,
My only disappointing thing is that the London date is on a Tuesday, and I just think, well, I'm going to have to book the Wednesday off, you know?
We'll be going crazy. At least it's the last date of the tour, though, so hopefully it'll be a fun little
That'll be
way
big.
to end. Or the last date of the UK leg, anyway.
Massive, though.
Yeah, and then let's see what happens after that, because I won't be surprised if there's a whole album of music ready to go, because Nicole had been in the studio. She's been working hard.
Yeah. She's had these songs ready to go.
And I think if Ashley and Kimberly are feeling it, then why wouldn't
it? Doesn't harm them to
They stay
to
together,
hop on.
stay together, and like stay together.
I think that's what Nicole would want.
I mean, it would make sense because Nicole's music performs best when it's under the Pussycat Dolls banner. So if she's wanting to sort of do the pop music side again after she's had her brilliant theatre run, it only makes sense to do it with Ashley and Kimberly as well.
Yeah, but people want that in 2026. Like there's one thing doing a tour and, you know, like the
I think
nostalgia.
people would want Pussycat Dolls songs more than a Nicole Scherzinger solo song, put it that way.
I agree, yeah. And I think, look, if they can deliver the goods, then, you know, we're all for it, because I want a new girl band around,
do.
you know? I mean, they're not new, but we want
We
our
need
girl bands
someone.
around.
Yeah,
Who do
need
we
someone.
even have now?
Well,
other than there's Flo, but they're
got
quite
Flo,
new. But
but-
like,
Flo are releasing a song next week
I'm
called
excited
Leak
for
It, which I'm
this.
told is an absolute banger and is going to smash.
they've been grafting those girls. They really have been
They
grafting.
have been grafting. I mean, I remember seeing them at a festival, what it must be like 4 or 5 years ago now, and that felt like when they were sort of up and coming then. So I kind of do hope they get their big breakout moment. 'Cause obviously their first album did really well, but I think they need that one signature song to sort of cement them now.
Sorry, I'm not trying to be funny, but when Little Mix said they were taking a break, are we still on the break? Why do they say this? Like, are we still on the break? Because I love Little Mix so
Yeah.
much.
I mean,
no, but what does that mean? Like,
Preach.
why do they say it's a break? Because why don't you just say, guys, it's over, it's done?
Why don't you just say break up and then you're reuniting? Because that's exactly the same thing as going on hiatus if you're going to disappear for 5 years.
I mean, they did have a song called Breakup Song, so maybe they should just re-release that when they finished and been like, okay, this is our song
I did speak to Leanne a few weeks ago. Obviously, she's just dropped her album. Congratulations to her. Number 3 smash hit debut album. But I spoke to her about that. And because I was saying I think it was 15 years since Little Mix formed. That'll be in August. And I said, you know, are you going to do something for that? She said, oh, we might do something privately. And I said, well, when's the reunion going to be then? Are you going to wait until the 20th anniversary before reuniting? And she sort of said she sort of hinted like, I don't think I can wait that long. And I was like, well, good, because I don't think we should be waiting that long because there's a gap, isn't there? You know, we have Cat's Eye, we have Blackpink, we have these like global girl groups, but there's something joyous about having a British girl group who we can get behind.
Yeah,
There's something so unique about a British girl group as well. I quite like the fact that they're not always like preened and polished. They've always got like, there's always something interesting. And I think that's kind of what we love to, when we're looking back at like all the old performances, like you can notice when someone does a dance move wrong and I'm like, that kind of makes them what they are. I feel like there is sort of a core human element to it.
And I feel like if Little Mix do reunite, they could bring back Jessie Nelson, because I do feel like she did an interview this morning recently. She did say that, or maybe not this morning, but she did say recently that the girls have kind of like been in touch with her, or they've all spoken. So hopefully all of that drama is done and they can all just kind of like get together and just give us a new version of Little Mix for 2026 or 2027.
It would be interesting, but I mean, I think Jessie Nelson also said she wasn't ready to go back to music as well in her recent documentary. So I wonder if she's more focused on what she's going on these days.
Blame her. Like, gosh, remember when she released, was it Boys, or what was it called?
Yeah,
Boys
she had
or something?
Boys and Nicki
She
Minaj.
really went through it.
We're excited about new music from Pussycat Dolls,
Yes.
but there's also this rumor that has been sprouting out online about Ariana Grande.
There is.
So this is the suggestion that Ariana Grande is about to drop a surprise 8th album.
Okay.
Obviously, she's going on tour this summer. It's her first tour in years. And she's been dropping some hints online. And the girlies are convinced that she's going to drop AG8. So I need to run through these. So she has a tattoo on her hand, which is new, with 8 petals on a flower.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
And then she said she carries around 8 different lip glosses. And then she used 8 exclamation marks on her Instagram story.
This is important information.
She has explicitly said that she's not releasing an album before the tour. But what do we reckon? Could we get AG8 in 2026?
I mean, I just love that somewhere some fans have like picked up on this and such a minute detail, and they've been like, oh my God, this is the 8th album. Like, who's counting how many exclamation marks she uses or how many petals there are? But I kind of love that she is one of these artists that's got such fan devotion where, regardless of whether this is a subtle hint or not, it's going to get picked up on within 24 hours of her posting something like that. I mean, I hope she does. I feel like we want it. Everyone loves Ariana.
Well, I do feel like these artists know that they have these, like, you know, super fans.
This is true.
So they do drop these hints.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm convinced that maybe it could mean something, guys.
I think MI5 need to hire these fans because they are clever.
They can find something out before, like, even us sometimes. So
for sure. Anyway, we're going to do bin or binge now. So, Jake, tell me, what are you binning and what are you binging this week?
So this week, I am binning the run length of Married at First Sight Australia, because when I tuned in on Monday, or went to tune in, should I say, discovering that it was on for 2 hours and 15 minutes, I was like,
that's a movie.
No TV show needs to be 2 hours and 15 minutes. It is longer than a film. And it's every night. It's like at least 2 hours long. So I'm binning that runtime. Let's cut it down to an hour 15 max. Split it up, give us more episodes. I'm not sitting and watching something for 2 hours.
It is a good show, though.
Minutes.
It is a good show.
It is a good show, but no. So yeah, binning that one.
And what are you binging?
This week I am binging good old Zara Larsson.
Yes,
I feel like she's finally having sort of her flowers across the world. Obviously, she's been quite well known in the UK and in Europe, but she's this week got her first top 10 in America with the Pink Pantheress collab Stateside. She's got loads of songs charting in the UK at the minute.
She's got like three songs in the top 30.
Lush Life's had like a revival, so it's still in the top 40 10 years later. And I just feel like she is one of those artists. I saw her last year and I don't get me wrong, I always knew she was great, but it was one of those concerts where I was like, she's actually so much better than you would think to say she's not necessarily a top tier artist yet. So I'm kind of glad she's seemingly like moving into that space. She's got the deluxe version of Midnight Sun coming this year, which everyone's excited for. So yeah, binging her, she deserves it.
And also, she is a great pop star because you can tell she actually is enjoying herself.
She loves
She is having the best time. And isn't that not just the loveliest thing? Because we have so many pop stars moaning about how hard it is and how they don't like it. They don't want the attention. Chapel Roan doesn't want people taking photos of her. And then you've got Zara Larsson, who is just loving it and embracing it. And she gave a really good interview with Viva Mag this week saying that, like, yeah, the up is amazing. The lows are actually not the hate. The lows are when no one even cares.
Yeah.
Because that's the most
That's
demotivating.
so real.
And she's one of these artists that has
so real.
she's had that. She's been through sort of career ups and downs where she'll talk about herself. She'll be like, I had a flop era.
Yeah.
Not many artists would acknowledge that. And I think, again, you can tell she enjoys it. I'm glad she's having her moment. So yeah, I think she's going to have a good rest of this year. So
For sure. Wow. And Will, what are you binging this week?
Binging a brand new reality show on Netflix called Blue Therapy. Now, the premise of this show is that 6 to 7 couples are, going into couples therapy, and it's being filmed. So we're seeing all the drama, the walk-offs, the crying. And there was one story from a couple where the guy is basically like really bad at his finances. And the woman in the relationship is basically like paying for everything, paying for the rent, paying for the bills. And he lied about basically being still being in employment, and he said that he was going to work, but he wasn't for like 2 months. So he'd like get dressed, like put on his tie and stuff, and say he was going to work, but he'd like go to like the library and stuff, like and all of that stuff. And then there was another guy who the day after his girlfriend gave birth, he just like went left her and got a tattoo and was at the house for a couple of hours. So there's just been a lot of drama, crying. I love drama. Okay.
I think you like a show which makes you feel better about yourself. Because you're like, I've got my life together. I don't know about you.
I just love drama so much. And I love watching that show. And it's brilliant. Yeah. it's just messy.
It also seems very real and raw from the clips I've seen, which is what we want from a reality show these days. It's very raw.
So, and I think that's what I love about like certain reality shows. It's just like real life drama. And then they bring it back onto social media like after the camera stopped rolling. It's brilliant.
And what are you binning?
I am binning the fact that the BBC have cancelled I Kissed a Boy and I Kissed a Girl. Like I feel like it was the first gay LGBTQ plus dating show in Britain, right?
Yeah.
And this was just such a groundbreaking moment for, people from the community. And I feel like we've been calling for this for ages. And they've just dropped it after a couple of seasons. Now, I really did love both, like I Kissed a Boy and I Kissed a Girl. Danny Minogue was a great host as well.
Exceptional.
Iconic, brilliant ally. And it's just gone. And it's kind of like, well, what else do we really have now in the reality TV space? Now, my argument is that, all right, if you're going to cancel the gay dating shows, then you have to find a way to incorporate LGBTQ plus representation into the normal dating show so that everyone can feel included. Yeah. Because I guess there's one argument here that it's like, if you do make a dating show for a minority, or let's just say, I don't know, like a gay dating show or a dating show for people with disabilities or a black dating show, then yes, you're mainly going to attract viewership from the people from that minority. So what's going to happen? The viewership is going to be lower. So I feel like the BBC would have known that maybe the viewership would have been slightly lower because it's targeted. So why don't you just incorporate it into, you know, everyday life?
Shows,
Why? Because, you know, gay people and people from the LGBTQ plus communities are part of everyday life. So hopefully we get to see that in Love Island, Love is Blind. We do see it in Married at First Sight, actually.
Yeah, you do see it,
which is brilliant. So if they can do it, then why can't the other shows do it?
Yeah.
I will go off on this, but you know,
Preach.
honestly.
I am going to bin the Jess Wright podcast where she said thong bikinis are unattractive and just, you know, uncouth. The fact that they thought that they could say that and have no repercussions is just hilarious to me. And then there's obviously all these videos of, you know, Jess Wright wearing knickers to the airport at Hindu and stuff. And I'm like, babe, you can't be saying things like girls shouldn't wear thong bikinis if you're basically wearing the same thing. So I'm binning that, but I'm sort of obsessed. And I'm binging, although it's 3.5 weeks to go until I'm a Celeb All-Star starts, I am binging Gemma Collins on I'm a Celeb because they did this press launch this week where she said, she was talking about going back into the jungle. Obviously, when she went in originally, she lasted all of about 10 minutes in there. But had so many iconic moments. And, you know, I think that's probably like my most played YouTube video is the compilation of her moments in I'm a Celeb. Anyway, so she said at this press conference that she got to Heathrow Airport and her makeup artist had to give her a slap to get her to pull herself together so that she'd actually get on the plane.
Gemma.
And I was like,
No surprise.
if that's how she was feeling before she even got on the plane, I cannot wait until I see what happens in that camp because I haven't watched I'm a Celeb in quite a while. Best believe I'll be tuning in for the GC.
But do you know what? Don't you feel like this is like a resurgence of the GC? Because I feel like I haven't seen Gemma Collins around. Maybe I've not been looking, but I've not seen her on the telly as much recently. So glad to see her back because she is like a really
She's
big
gonna
and
have her
good
moment.
personality. Yeah, I'm excited for her.
We can always do with a bit more GC in our life, can't
honestly.
we? That's your Showbiz Fix for this week, brought to you by Sun Bingo. Remember to subscribe to us on the Sun Showbiz YouTube channel for all the inside TV and celebrity gossip. See you next week.